dear Virgo, this is a love and spirituality reading, or prediction for Sagittarius season, November 21st to December 21st, with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. And these readings are aimed towards showing you your blind spot and your shadow, so you can grow as a person and thereby be able to attract a better love life and life overall for yourself. And you can now become a member to my channel to go even deeper into this, either as a supportive member that will get access to unique emojis, loyalty badges, and Q&As where I answer your questions, or an extended member that also will get most of my videos ahead of time and with less ads on them, and a full member that will get access to my mediumship training videos and other special videos above all these other perks. So welcome to check this out through the link in the description box or through the join button next to the subscribe button. And this reading is dedicated to Anne, that made a donation for Virgo. So thank you so much, Anne. I'm so grateful for your support. And I'll start shuffling your cards, and I use the After Tarot with Pietro Aligo. So when I open your deck here, I see the Lovers together with Nine of Swords. So love doesn't seem so happy. Actually, sometimes the person that we are in love with is also the person that we need to defend ourselves against. Okay, call the Divine with Love and Light. And here we have the Five of Pentacles together with the Nine of Swords. So when these people that you love are treating you like this, of course that makes you feel disrespected and not entirely loved. Here with the Five of Pentacles, I call the Divine with Love and Light. And here we have the Knight of Swords. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. Knight of Swords with the Nine of Swords. So it's a lot of swords here. Even the Lovers card had the swords. And I'm thinking about Khalil Gibran and his poem about love. And he's saying that follow love, even though the sword that hidden beneath love's wing can hurt you. I'm thinking the English translation is a little bit different. It's something with opinions that will maybe hurt you instead. But in the Swedish translation, it's swords hidden underneath the wings of love. And we can definitely see the swords here. So I call the Six Elements, and here we have the Six of Cups together with the Nine of Swords. So this is something that has gone on since your childhood, that people that you love has treated you poorly, and this might be why you are also choosing people in an adult age that is treating you poorly. But the good news is that you are now an adult, so you can identify this pattern and change them. And how you change them is by not abiding by these laws anymore. So for example, if someone is hurtful towards you, you shouldn't stay with this person to let them continue hurting you. Actually, you kind of need to give up on the love that has the sword hidden beneath its wings, and start to love yourself a little bit. Okay, Six Elements. Earth, Wind, Fire, Water, Spirit, and Ether to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Virgo viewers. So I want my dear Virgos to have love in their life and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. Okay, so it's done. I will just tune in for a few seconds to you and your situation in Sagittarius season, Virgo. This is your future, and this is your now, and this is the past. And in the past we have the Ace of Swords, so you have been able to make some kind of epiphany, even though the world has tried to blind you and, you know, keep you caught in a certain, you have gotten a certain amount of rope, and you're supposed to act within that circumference. But here you have opened your cup and you have found a fish in it, and you also have a lot of wisdom from previous lifetimes. This is your book of wisdom. And the King of Pentacles, this is Capricorn, this is Taurus energy, so earth energy. Here we have Virgo. And so this shows that you have worked on your foundation, on how you are connected to the earth, and how you're taking care of your body, how you're taking care of your house, how you're taking care of your career, your family. So you're creating better outcomes for yourself when you're tending to the little details around the house and with your health, or with how you eat or exercise. But this is a way to show self-love and also respect towards the person that you are and how much you already know. So there came a fly, and it kind of it killed my candle. So it didn't die though. It just flew and just flapped its wing and blew out the candle. Okay, so you have made some kind of epiphany here when it comes to your emotion, maybe able to see them a little bit better. And it's almost like Odin that sacrificed one of his eye to put in the wisdom well. So be able to feel your inside and make logical decision based on that. And this is the now. And here we have the little fish that was in the Queen of Cups cup is escaping here. Interesting. Ace of Cups, 5. Okay, so you're getting a little bit more brave to explore the world. First, you with all the earth quality that came through, you were building on your foundation. But here you're also ready to share that the self-love also outside your comfort zone, or outside your house, or outside your family, or even start to date or meet someone new. And this is the future, and we have the Emperor and the Devil and the 8 of Swords. Okay, and Death. So Death is 13, 1 plus 3, 4. And here we have Justice as well, and King of Swords. So it's a big battle that's we are mustering up to here. But this is your masculine side, taking better care of your feminine side. So whoever you are dealing with, don't let them treat you badly. Be the grown-up to yourself. Be the emperor to yourself, or the hero to yourself that's taking care of you, and see to that you don't get entangled with your own emotions or letting them rule you. So it's about being really firm with what you want and what you don't want, how you want to be treated, how you don't want to be treated, to be a little bit stubborn with this. And, if no one else are your hero, be this hero for yourself. Don't let yourself be caught up in your needs or desires or what you want. The need of the little child to have a parent, give that to you instead of to the outside. So expecting someone else to be your parent, and then they are just cruel towards you. If you then are your parent, you can end the cruelty because you won't be codependent to that relationship. I hope you can understand me here. So I'm going to do a 15 card spread. I normally do a 9 card spread, but a lot of people have asked me to do 15. And why I stopped doing it was partly because a lot of people were complaining the readings got too long. And half of it was also because I get too exhausted with being focused for such a long time. So I will now do this 15 card spread for 6 of the signs this time. And Virgo is the last one I will do it for. So I only do it for the more patient sign. The signs that actually now, today, that have been watching the 9 card spread to the end and not stopping in the middle of it and not continue watching. So these people get the 15 card spread because hopefully you have the patience to watch it all the way through. And this is your past. So we have the Sun here. It goes well with the Ace of Swords. You were able to see something, have an epiphany, see things clear. Also integrating two forces with one another. So starting to understand yourself, I'm thinking, in a much better way, integrating your soul. And you might be dealing with a soulmate or a twin flame or someone that you have worked with in previous lifetimes as well. So we have the sun and then the moon. So with the light also comes the exposure of the darkness. So, for example, if you look inside and find out that you are hurt, that's the moon. Okay, you're finding out, you're putting attention, light to something, and you see, oh, here is something, I'm hurt, I have a broken heart, or I'm traumatized, or there's pain here. And when you stay with it, when you give it light, and you give it attention, that is also love. So you're helping yourself by not ignoring the situations or the situation that makes you feel pain, or the parts of your body that's painful, or the situation that brings up pain. Become aware of it instead. Oh, interesting, here I feel pain. So what went before? What made this happen? It was this, what this person said, or it was me thinking about this, what could happen. Or I don't know, there's a pain here, I don't know where it comes from, but it's uncomfortable and makes me not want to stay in the now in my body. And then you stay in the now with your body, because that's how you heal. Light and attention is love. Okay, so you put attention to your traumas, the things that's hidden. For example, I was to the dentist when I was small, and they were complaining I didn't brush my the back teeth. I see this and I think about my back teeth, and they said I need to brush behind here. So they said, well, maybe you feel nauseated when you brush back there. And I had to think, and they say, if you need to think, you're probably not nauseated. And then I went home and I tried to brush the back of my teeth, and I got like this reflex to barf. I didn't barf, of course, but it's the reflex. And so it was something I subconsciously had avoided because it was uncomfortable, and therefore I didn't brush the backside of my back teeth. And this is how it works. We avoid the things that's unpleasant or we don't like, and we can do it subconsciously. It's our body is just navigating around it like this. And if you let it without paying attention to it, it will rule your life. So, and you don't even know about it because you are unaware. And here we have the World card. So with the Sun, the Moon, and the World card, you have definitely been able to expose a lot of these subconscious patterns in your life. You have been able to see them, spot them, to see when, for example, before you might have been set on being polite, and therefore when people were rude, you didn't even react. Now, if people are rude, you probably know that they are rude, and you're not set to polite. Instead, you said, okay, so what did you mean with that? And you have these people clarify their rudeness, and maybe it wasn't that bad, or maybe you said, okay, so that's a little bit rude, because you call things as you see them. You become like a football judge, and you don't hide things underneath the carpet anymore. But this have also exposed a lot of unpleasantries in your life. How before, if you could ignore that people were, for example, rude because you were set on nice, you could go around thinking that people were not rude towards you. They actually loved you. Yes, you had your ups and downs, but at least you felt their love. But now, when you have been able to see right through these patterns, you're not so sure anymore. And you think, okay, so where does this leave me? Now, when I'm seeing through all these patterns, and I'm seeing when people are actually not being particularly nice towards me, or I see how I have let myself be treated in relationship after relationship after relationship. So it's a little bit of a wake-up call, but when we start to put light on it, we are able to see where it hurts and what needs to be adjusted, where we need to take more charge and, change things. And here we have the Star card, which is healing. So it kind of says the exact thing that I just said. when you know what's the problem, you can do something about this. And this is when the divine is happy, not when you're hurt, but when you're able to see what's hurting you, and you can take adult decisions about that and unify with your own soul. Because before, maybe you didn't really listen to your soul. You just skipped because you wanted to play by human rules and be a good little person that people could love. Okay, so all this is so you would want to be loved, so you're ignoring when something hurts because you don't want to create conflicts in your life, so you try to play nice, but it's not always other people are playing nice with you. And this was in the past, so a lot of big things going on. We have 4 major arcana cards and the Ace of Swords. So it shows big shifts, big epiphanies, you working together with the divine to explore your soul self. We have both the sun, the moon, and the stars. So you're really, you have really been a little bit up in space and back, but you have got a lot of knowledge as a result. And here we have the Tower. So when we see the truth about certain things, we might not be able to continue doing them in the way we did before. For example, if we have a tedious job, we have hated it for years or decades, but we have forced ourselves to do it because this is how we get paid. But one day you start to look at this and you feel like every time you go to work, you have this resistance in your whole body, and you start to notice this more and more. And when you are at work, you also feel, no, I just want to go home. Eventually, there's going to come a day when you're not going to be able to go to that work anymore. And this is the Tower. And it's not a bad thing. It's the enlightenment here with the lightning strike. And it's also taking away the old to make room for the new. So, because your soul never wanted to go to that work in the first place, or never wanted to be in that relationship in the first place, or never wanted to be treated like that in the first place. It was beneath its dignity. It had other things to do, but you subordinated yourself because you wanted to be loved and you wanted to survive and you wanted to do what's right. So you went to this work, or you accepted the treatment, how people were treating you. But here you're not able to do that anymore. So that's when the working horse inside of you, it just decides, no, I will go out to the meadow and grass, and you can do whatever you want with your economy. I'm not going back to that work. So you can't force yourself anymore, and this is can be a big disaster, because if you don't have anything else to replace it, you can feel really scared. Okay. But here we have a Six of Swords, and as a very skilled person, very very used to going through things like the moon. This is the hero's journey. It's the hero in the movie, for example, going through a big ordeal or some big challenge, coming out on the other side. That's the moon card. We need the plot or the twist or the difficult challenge to make the movie or to make life even interesting. And since you are the person that goes through this a lot, I'm getting a little bit Clint Eastwood vibe. I'm almost thinking you are going to be ready to just pick up your pistols. So you're used to this. You're kind of calm with this. Even though it's the Tower, you're okay. It's almost like a liberation is what I'm feeling. When you don't want to do it anymore, and it's like all parts of you just says, no, it's not going to happen, then you're more sure that this is the right thing to do. And you don't feel so scared anymore. Because before, maybe you thought that this was against human rules, it was against all logic rules, it was against what the divine wanted, because the divine probably wants you to be nice and turn your other cheek and just go to work and do the thing you're supposed to. So when your body revolts like this, or the whole being of you revolt like this with the Tower, then you are more convinced that this is the right way to go. And here I have the Queen of Swords, so now you can relax. And you are on the right place, doing the right thing. So, for example, if you have become more like a little bit more biatch lately, a little bit more sharp with your tongue, or you have started to say no, or you have started to point out when people are rude towards you, or you have started to maybe tell your boss that I'm not going to stay here much longer. That's the Queen of Swords. This is when you are aligned with yourself and you're following your own tune instead of trying to fit in. And we have the Three of Swords, so we have a lot with this bird of prey. We also have it in the Ace of Swords. And so, new ideas. You are welcoming new ideas, new ways of looking at things. You're open for new businesses, new directions, new ways of perceiving the world. And you sent out your soul to kind of find out, okay, so what am I going to do instead? If I'm not applying, no longer want to go to this work, I no longer want to subordinate myself in these relationships. So you have a lot of time on your hand now. What are you going to do with all this time when you were a slave to what you thought you had to do? What are you going to do with what is your soul really wants? What is it that's going to happen instead? That's up to you to decide. And that's where it gets a little bit rough, because maybe you're still you want probably someone to tell you what to do, at least the divine. And when they are not doing it, because you are the pioneer, you are the one to decide what's your soul purpose. You are the one to decide what you like, what you don't like, what you want to do, what you don't want to do. You get confused, because before it was always there was at least a plan that you were supposed to do this and this and this and that. So you had a list and you did it, and that was nice. But now when the divine is wanting you to figure out what's your life purpose, what kind of people do you want to surround yourself with, where do you want to live, you're not so sure anymore. So it gets a little bit too much responsibility maybe. I'm going to take life purpose oracle cards for those of you that's are a little bit confused on that department. See if this can help a little bit. Justice. Your career brings fairness and protection to others who need your help. Okay, we have seen the Queen of Swords and the Ace of Swords, and this is what I've been talking about all along. You are becoming your own hero and deciding what's fair for you and what's not fair for you. And this is building on your confidence, so you will also be able to help other people in the same situation in the future. But the key right now is, what do you want? A good way to exercise this or practice on this is to, for example, let's say that you are in the store and you're going to choose if you're going to have oranges or bananas with you from that store. So you can hold the oranges close to your chest like this, holding the oranges, and feel how it feels. Imagine going home with the oranges. How would that feel? And then you do the same with the bananas. Feel how it feels. How would it feel to go home with the bananas? And then you take the one that felt coziest, okay? You felt warm, you felt great. Or if neither one felt great, you put them all back and you decide to not buy fruits today. Or maybe you will go past the shelf with some new kind of fruit and you will feel, oh, I want those. So you're really free to choose whatever you want. And this, when you have become your own spokesperson and started to really listen to yourself, this is also the time to listen and to balance things up and feel what makes you come into balance and what shifts you out of balance, what makes you feel anxious or stressed. Or so the whole idea here is to start to figure out what you want, to be able to make choices, to be able to trust your own authority, to not have to be really guided by so many things, but actually send out your own soul to guide you. Yes, it's a little bit much responsibility, but that's where you are in this school right now. So the fish, what does it want? In what water does it feel, that it's thriving? In what kind of surrounding would you feel happy? Do you want to become a bed trier on IKEA and just sleep all day? Or do you want to I don't know, train tigers, or what is it that you want? Start to figuring it out, because when you are in alignment with your true soul self, things are going to be easy. But when you start to question yourself and think, no, someone else would be better equipped to figure out what it is that I should do with the rest of my life, that's when you fall out of balance. When you just feel into what you want and, you know, look for the possibilities, that's when you are in the flow. And when you start to doubt yourself, that's when you fall to the floor and you are now out of the flow. So try to find the flow. The flow is what's making you happy. And sometimes we can have a big resistance to what's making us happy. So make a list with small things that makes you happy and start doing them. Maybe at least one of those things a day or 3 a week. It doesn't have to be big things. It can just be sitting in my chair for 5 minutes catching breath. Because a lot of people have a lot of stressed life. Or putting away my phone for a whole Sunday. Or taking a walk. Or calling that friend, whatever it is that you are prioritizing other stuff that you feel you have to do instead of the things that would actually, you know, make you happy. So you're on the right path here, but then you fall on this that you don't trust yourself entirely. And it's also maybe laziness, because you don't want to, you know, try something out and then fail. But the newsflash is, if you're going to try something new, you try an idea, you see if it works, and you learn. And you think, okay, so that's the idea, but I'm just going to turn it a little bit. I'm going to do a little bit like that. And when you do it a little bit like that, you learn something even more. You make some mistakes, you make some wins, and then you know, okay, I'm going to steer like this, and then like this. So it's not a straight road. It's not A to Z, and it's never has been. Even when you followed kind of the divine plan, you crashed and burned and had to climb up a big mountain and crashed again. So it has never been a straight line. So it's never going to be really easy. We are here in great contrast, so things are going to be challenging. And that's part of the game. This is your future. So we had Ace of Swords. Now we also have Ace of Wands. So it's something very creative, beautiful, that wants to be born into this world. And it's made of fire. So I'm thinking it's something you are passionate about. Something that's making you happy. Something that makes you exhilarated. Something that kind of ignites you. That something is the thing where you're going to steer your little nose. And then we have a 9 of Cups. So also remember to enjoy life, because you have been to a great many things and you have done a lot of hard things, you know, when being Clint Eastwood and all. And you have been very sensible and very, you know, grown up and logic and all these kind of things. And then 9 of Cups. How can you reward yourself? How can you take care of yourself? How can you make yourself feel happy and not just focus on jumping through the hoops and solving problems all the time? I wonder what the fly did there. I'm not really getting the message. It flew over this candle, Ace of Wands, and the draft from its wings kind of blew out this candle, and it's a fly. The fly sometimes being drawn to dead things or things that's smelly and old, that needs to be you know, digested by nature and come back to soil again. So I'm thinking it has to do with the tower here. That something old needs to die for the new to be born. If you don't let the old thing die, the new is not going to be ignited. 9 of Swords, 10 of Swords. And 9, 9, 18, 1 plus 8, 9. So this is the hermit's journey, but you're doing it with other people. You kind of mirror yourself with them. You're adjusting something, and that you do on your own, figuring it out, staying in tune with yourself. What do I want? What don't I want? And then you go out testing it in the world, and then back to the drawing table again, out in the world. So it's not what other people like. It's what makes you feel great. Okay, what makes you feel like, okay, this could work. So we can see that there's a little bit suspicions between these two people here. This is the state of the world right now, that everyone has started to see how they have gotten hurt. They don't want to get hurt again. So people will be a little bit withdrawn. They might be a little bit on the judgmental end. And they might be, it's almost like we are talking about different generation. I think there was Generation X. They were the ironic generation. This is kind of what I feel here. That these people, you know, they have seen everything. They have been through everything. And they don't expect much, but they expect trouble. So that's what I'm feeling with the 9 of Wands here. But that's good. You're prepared. If a challenge comes, you can be able to deal with it. And here we have a Page of Wands. So I think you will be a little bit touchy-feely here in the future, Virgo. But it's just to define yourself even more. Because when you don't feel taken care of, or that people give the same thing back that you gave to them, you're probably not going to stay in that situation. You're going to move and search for another situation, or another situation, or another situation. And that is what's calling you out to the world to explore it. Because if you would find this cozy place immediately, maybe you would be tiny limited in your exploration. You would stay at home. So the divine clearly wants you to go outside your normal, like the normal things you do, and find something that's totally, you know, new and ignites you. And it's challenging, and it might not work out in the first attempt or the 10th attempt, but it's going to guide you to where you want to go, where you want to end up, and give you some kind of lesson as well. We have the Hangman here. I'm going to figure it's 12, 1 plus 2, 3, 21, 2 plus 1, 3. So we have 3, 3, 3 here. It's something new that wants to be born, but it's not without pain that this is born. So I'm thinking it's a trial and error. And it has to do with social situations, and maybe getting out a lot of social situations. Trying them out, see if it fits. Doesn't fit, move on. Trying it out, see if it fits. If it doesn't fit, move on. This is to make yourself used to listen to yourself instead of going to others for validation. So if this person didn't love me, I need to change myself. No. If this person didn't act nice towards you, didn't respect you, or fulfill your needs, you move on. And with the Hangman there's some kind of sacrifice that needs to be made. And I'm very tempted to believe that this has to do with how you want to be perceived in the world. Forget about that. Be the person that you are, and don't care about how you are perceived, or how people are seeing you, or how they react to you. Just be yourself. If people want you to know how they are reacting to you, they probably tell you. If they don't, that's their problem. So I'm very much seeing this, that you need to become your own authority. And you need to stop making other people validate your, make you, like, print your value on your forehead. Don't do that. Value yourself just by being you. You don't have to even do anything. You just have to, you know, look out through your eyes and take breaths in and out. Because you're a human being. No one said you are a human performing, or a human doing, or a human that needs to run around and make everyone happy. You're a human being. So you come here and you be yourself. And then how other people perceive you, it's probably going to adjust how you behave. If, for example, if you make other people cry a lot, you probably want to change and maybe have a more pleasant tone of voice so people won't get scared of you. But that's normal. That's, kindergarten level. This is more advanced. This is about, you take consideration to other people, but you don't put your own value in the hands of other people. So, 21, groove. I, Nyx, the goddess of night, invite you to my groove to heal your wounds and mend your heart. Now is the time to apologize to anyone you have harmed. Make your friendship whole again and choose healing over anger and pain. You're not doing that. It's actually quite the opposite. So think of this as the person you're apologizing to is you, because you have harmed yourself with letting other people put a price or a value on you. You choose healing over anger and pain because you don't have to be angry. You don't have to feel that much pain. You can just feel enough pain to know that you don't want to stick around. And choosing my beautiful groove is a powerful sign that you are a wondrous and strong time in your life, at a wondrous and strong time in your life. Show compassion and kindness to others. No one is perfect yet. Imperfection is perfect as it is. And that's the key words. You don't have to change. You can just be you. Okay? If you are hurting, know that it will pass and that I watch over you. If someone you love is hurting, take this time to be there for this person. The sacred groove heals all aches and pains, especially a heart that has been wounded. And we can see this here. It's almost feel like you are walking away, but it might be that you still can show compassion towards people that you have left behind. You don't have to be angry with them. If you had to say some harsh word and move on, doesn't mean you are angry. And if this person later on says, well, you really hurt me with the things that happened back there, you can say, okay, so I didn't mean it like that. I just didn't want to be treated with disrespect. And so that's how we heal. And you don't unnecessarily need to baby someone that just wants to be a martyr because they want you to manipulate you to change your ways. So be a little bit aware of those kind of dynamics. And you probably will feel it instinctively. So when the person is genuinely sad and wants you to talk about something that happened, they will be genuine and you will feel it. And if they just want to shuffle over blame in your direction, you're going to feel that too. And you're going to be, I'm not interested. So it's going to be kind of easy to distinguish what is what. And when people are genuine and they are genuinely hurting, of course we give them empathy and love. But if they're just trying to pull your leg, don't buy that. They are not dictating your value. And here we have Ghostlands, number 17. 21, 19, 17, there. You can learn from the past and imagine a beautiful future, but you must live in the here and now. Whenever you set your sights too far ahead, you run the risk of losing your footing, for rarely do the present and the future match up exactly on the enchanted map that is your life story. The future has no substance right now. It is a place that has no grounding as of yet. You can't live there. Yet you can take measured steps towards a goal or a dream. These steps are important now. The same goes for nostalgia. You can look into the past wishfully and remember beautiful moments or revisit lessons learned. However, you can't live there, nor can you go back and change what was. Yesterday is gone forever. Live fully in the present. The now is the most powerful place to put your attention. Its magic reaches out in every direction, further than the heart and soul can see. So, what do you want to do now? What's fun for you now? How is your reaction now? Think a little bit less on consequences and be a little bit more in tune to your inside self. And the person that you can feel when you don't see and you can't really fly anywhere, you can't run away. Where are you then? What do you want? Who are you? What do you feel? What do you like? What don't you like? So stay more in tuned with yourself. So I'm going to ask about this relationship that seems to have some type of issue from angels. Oops. Finance and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. And I'm thinking it has to do with the self-worth and self-value here. Sometimes people want to upgrade their own value and downgrade your value so that they will have entitlement to be able to control you or tell you what to do. So they will say, I am more validated than you because I'm smarter, I have better ideas, I talk faster, or I'm quicker with my mind, and therefore I can wrap myself around you like this and control you and make you do whatever I want you to do. And this is something you want to watch out for a little bit, because sometimes people that have very low esteem, self-esteem, is trying to make others feel the same so that they will be able to control you, or to make you at least not run away from them. And they can even run away from you to make you feel bad so that you don't run away from them. So I'm feeling that there's a issue with a person trying to take control of you in some way through trying to enhance their own value. And we can see that before you were probably codependent to this situation, but you don't have to be that anymore. We have the codependency here. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. It comes in reversed, and this is when you walk away like this. And you might have to sacrifice certain relationships and situation, even though you don't want to, because maybe you love these people and have great empathy for them. So just leave them when they are not behaving nicely and be with them when they are nice. It's a good, then they will notice, okay, so now I'm acted like this, and they go away. So they will learn, because we do learn from each other and from either getting love or not getting love. That's how it happens. But sometimes there's an imbalance. So one person is kind of using your will to be validated, to control you. And I'm thinking this is what have happened here. So I'm trying to strengthen you to listen more to yourself and not listen so much to others. Do this for 6 months or a year. Be a total bully and just say, no, I don't want to. And this is how I feel. And then you can go back to be, if you have learned this other thing, how to, give yourself unconditionally to someone, and then you learn how to give yourself unconditionally to you, and then you can find a fine road in the middle. And I'm thinking this other person maybe have gotten their will through manipulation, or through, crying their eyes out to make you do what they want, or to degrade you in different ways to validate their own right to rule you, different things like this. And if you don't care for that anymore and walk away, they will lose their power over you, and you can do what you want. In the end, this relationship might work out just fine, but try to give them attention when they're nice and no attention when they're not so nice. Then you do something else. And some people, if there's codependency that comes like a person is really having deep problems, maybe they are physically abusing you or hurting you with words or gaslighting you, then it should be easy to walk away and sacrifice the relationship, okay? Because you love yourself, and people like that won't change, not with you staying and being nice towards them anyway. So, but if you walk away, then they might get some incitament to change. Okay. So, my dear Virgo, thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. If you like my content and want to see more videos like this on how to heal yourself and make yourself ready for that true romantic partner of yours, or if you just want to work on spiritual growth, remember to subscribe and hit the bell notification to get a heads up when a new video is ready and waiting for you. You can also become a member to my channel, either a supportive member that will get access to unique emojis, loyalty badges, and live and pre-recorded Q&As where I answer your questions. Or you can become a full member that will get access to my videos, extended members that will get access to my videos ahead of time with less commercials on them. Or a full member that will get my mediumship training videos and other special videos above all else. So all the higher membership levels get all the perks of the other membership levels. Welcome to join through the link in the description box or through the join button next to the subscribe button. And thank you so much for being on this journey with me. I'm truly grateful for all my wonderful, loving and supporting viewers. So until next time, take care and stay blessed. Bye-bye.